And welcome, guys, to the F1 stream. We are starting now. Also, just let me grab my AC remote. Here we go. Just realized how hot it is. Ow. Stop my foot. But we were good. Okay, welcome. Hi, Vasco. Hope you're doing well. Let's go to live scene here. Here we go. We are watching Silverstone. The first time I've ever watched at Silverstone. My second ever F1 game, so I'm pretty excited. Okay, here we go. The starting lineup for today's F1. Let's take a look on the F1 table. You're good. W's, dear Vasco. Let's have a look at the F1 table here to see our starting lineup. So, for the F1 grid Silverstone. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's pull up the official F1 live feed on the website. Okay, so starting first will be Max Verstappen. Oscar Piastri is second. Lando Norris third. George Russell fourth. Lewis Hamilton fifth. Charles Leclerc sixth. Fernando Alonso seventh. Pierre Gasly eighth. Carlos Sainz ninth. Kimi Antonelli 10th. Yuki Tsunoda 11th. Isaac Hadjar 12th. Alexander Albon 13th. Esteban Ocon 14th. And then it will be Liam Lawson 15th, Gabriel Bortoletto 16th, Lance Stroll 17th, Oliver Behrman 18th, Nico Hulkenberg 19th, and Franco Colapinto 20th. So that is the starting lineup for the F1, and I cannot wait. The formation lap is underway. Yeah, I'm doing good, Vasco. Thanks for asking. Yeah, second F1 game ever. So I hope we have a good one in store for us here. The formation lap is going underway. We got a yellow car at the front, which is leading the line. That's going to be, I think, the taxi car. You know, Vasco, some people take some time to come. So it's different for every stream. You don't have to say it because it's, yeah, different for every stream. But yeah, formation lap is underway. And Felix, yes, I remember you. I do remember you. I don't know what stream it was, but I do remember you. I remember everyone who comes onto the stream, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're having a nice day so far, Felix. And the formation lap is still going on here. It's been 75 years since the first F1 championship here. It's the 75th anniversary for the Formula 1, and yes, it was a study stream. Okay, yes. It's been a while, though, but yeah, I do remember you, Felix. I can remember you coming on. Yeah, hope you're doing good. And no, I don't have snacks, unfortunately, Vasco. Just got some nice strawberry milk here, which I'm going to be drinking, avoiding the mic. There we go, nice little drink up there. And the formation lap is still underway, and I'll let you guys know when the actual lap begins. Of course, we do have this up there. That is going to be the F1 map. I should refresh it because maybe it'll show a little bit more accurate if I refresh there. You're doing great. What about you? You think I changed? I didn't actually really change the room, to be honest. It's the same. I guess the fish tank I did polish up a little bit. I cleaned that yesterday. I changed the covers on my bed as well because, you know, for cleanliness. And did I check my Clash Royale clan? Well, I mean, I am the leader, so I should be checking every day, Vasco, and I do. I promise you. I've played the game for 9 years, Vasco. I played the game every day, 9 years. I check every day. Don't worry. You don't have to ask me if I checked. I do check it every day. You can see the emotes in the chat, too. I put some emotes. A lot of new people, too, as well. I gotta say, well done recruiting some guys. Did I get my results? No, I get my results in August. I think August 26th is the day I get the results. So, yeah, I'll see how I do then. But yeah, hopefully I do good. And this week in Silverstone, 50,000 people are attending this one right here. And we're just experiencing a little bit of lag on this, so maybe I'll change from a HD because I feel like HD is a little bit more laggy, I gotta say. There we go. And the first lap has begun. It's lap 1 of 52. I rate your deck pretty good, Vasco. Again, I feel like, you know, if we take a look again at here, just let me go off here. Lap 1 of 52. There is a yellow flag for a track hazard already, so I don't know what happened there. That's kind of weird. The cars are rolling around, so pretty interesting that something's happened. Now it's a green flag. Okay, So that the track hazard has, you know, come up and gone. Now let's take a look here. So, as I said before, Goblin Hut are a replace because you don't need a second building. You don't need a second building in there. You got cannon, that's enough. I would replace it for, who else? You got goblins, just regular goblins, and I would also replace giant for battle ram if you do get it, since you're in the barbarian bowl, so you should unlock battle ram. Do not use 2 buildings. I highly recommend you do not do that. It's not a good idea. That is my only change, but yeah, the rest of the deck's good, gotta say. So I'd say about 7 out of 10, at least for the bowl, the barb bowl. But here we go. There is another track hazard here. There's a car fuming. It looks like one of these cars is really smoking up the place here. Yellow flag is up. Don't know what car that is that's smoking so much. But there are a lot of fumes coming off here. I think it's just water a little bit. Yeah, I think it's maybe not fumes, but more so water coming off the thing there. And yes, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, Felix. I just saw that there. The virtual safety car has come out here. The FIA has placed. So, ooh, there's a crash. Liam Lawson and Colapinto out of the race. So we've got 2 people out of the race already, guys. Unfortunately, that is really unfortunate. So their day is over for racing. That's not great. Also, let me refresh this map. So I kind of bugged out, but hopefully it's not going to be bugged for much longer. I think it is. You know, I'll just hide the map. I think it's just too bugged, to be honest. I'll try and implement it a bit better for the future races, but yeah, I think it's just bugged at the moment. Virtual safety car coming out there. Also, I'm watching the thing down here on my phone, so that's why I'm looking down, and then I look up when I'm talking to you guys, of course. So, some position changes that have happened already. Verstappen, Piastri, and Norris have not changed position, but Hamilton has moved up 1, and there has been some other ones, for example, as well. Gasly's moved up quite a fair bit. He's now in 6th. He's moved up 3 positions, and it looks like there's a small overtake from Hamilton to Antonelli. They're, like, fluctuating with each other. So, yeah, that one's going to be an interesting battle to watch. Let's just have a look at that crash there. Yeah, Lawson just goes and absolutely wipes out. I think Ocon gets completely wiped out there, or who gets wiped out? I can't really see. Let's have a look at the replay. There's a couple of collisions there. Yeah, Lawson's out. His car gets hit from the side. Not great. Also, Colapinto's out too. Yeah, Lawson's not happy about that one. He is very frustrated that he is now out of the race. The virtual safety car is still underway. Max Verstappen is going to be leading, so he can't be going too fast because of the FIA virtual safety car. And there is going to be a pit stop here for someone. I don't know who that was. I'm not too sure. I think that was Antonelli gets a pit stop. And now back out into the open here. Virtual safety car still out. I don't know what it means by virtual safety car. I always thought they had to use like an actual safety car, but yeah, F1 knowledge isn't great. Also, that was a little bit of a hesitant turn there from Antonelli. I think just a little bit of control lost around that bend, but is coming back. And Verstappen is now going around, still leading in first. And yeah, the track's looking pretty, pretty wet. And Ocon says something in the radio here. Let's take a look at what Ocon's just announced there on the radio. Let's have a look. I'll tell you when the radio feed comes up, and I'll let you guys know what Ocon just said there. He said something, he's like saying that there's a lot of wet on the track, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look at the start here. There must have been an early crash in the start to get one of these guys out. Let's have a look. So, yeah, there's Verstappen leads pretty quickly. There's a small turn around the first bend, and then they're just showing here. There must be a collision of some sort. Yeah, I think there's a collision of some sort there. Hamilton's little position there is looking pretty good in 4th place currently. He'll be hoping to get, on the top 3 this time, beating one of the McLaren boys out. But yeah, as it stands, he's still in 4th place. This is, of course, going to be I think this is lap 7? Can't see. I don't really understand on the F1 site. They don't say the actual lap currently on place here. They're still showing some replays here on the F1 thing, just showing Norris overtake Hamilton into 3rd place. Yeah, that was a brilliant overtake by Norris there. Just, coming on the outside, coming through, and then just getting that nice little corner bend on the internal part. Of course, internal is always quicker than the external, so that's why the overtake could occur. And it is lap 4, sorry, to confirm there. I don't know why they showed a replay for about 2 laps worth of content. Hamilton's radio has indicated that rain is expected in lap 10. So we will see some rain coming down here on, the track, which isn't going to be great. Looks like there's another crash here. Bortoleto, I think, is going to be out of the race. He looks to have been crashed into the side. There's a yellow flag that has emerged. Oh, Bortoleto then announces he's okay. But he is in 18th place now, so he's got a lot to catch up. And Verstappen still maintains a pretty solid lead. There's no doubt when Max is in first, he's not going to really miss position, Let's have a look at Bortoleto's little incident here. Does a nice turn there. Then he just loses control on the track. It looks like maybe there was a lot of rain there that caused that, the puddles in the ground. He has come back onto the track, so he's still racing. He's not out of the game just yet, but he's looking okay. Must have just lost control. Yeah, and his team is saying it's very tricky out there because today is looking like a pretty tricky day to race. Ooh, a piece of car just flew up from the sky and came back down the ground there. So something's missing from Bortoleto's vehicle. Hopefully it's nothing important. I think it's just a tail sort of thing. And yes, welcome so long. It's Silverstone indeed. It's my first ever watch of Silverstone. My second only F1 game I've ever had a look at here. And Max Verstappen is leading Piastri in second by I think that's 0.451. Someday Lewis will win again. Someday. Yeah, Lewis is looking pretty confident in this race. He's in 4th, only 4 seconds behind Norris at the moment. There's another yellow flag. There's a lot of yellow flags today. There's been about 5 or 6. And the FIA steward said no further investigation for Ocon and Lawson collision. And it's now going around here. It looks like that Bortoletto's going to retire the car. He's been told to retire the car. Ferrari making you cry these days. Yeah, Ferrari isn't doing that great, Red Bull's obviously being carried by Max. Then the McLaren boys are doing so good. They are doing really good. Leclerc's very, very far behind. He's in 15th, which isn't great. He's plus 36 seconds behind first place, Max Verstappen. So, yeah, hopefully Leclerc can pull his weight for, his team, and Hamilton can get up into a top position, a top 3. That would be preferred, especially in his home stadium, And there's a virtual safety car that has come out here just because of another yellow flag. Is Yuki still the Red Bull number 2? I think so. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. 15th place. No. Or is it 9th? Yeah, Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah. Yeah, you don't really look past Max nowadays. Yeah, for sure. Max Verstappen is, I've heard so much before watching even F1. You just hear he's just doing so well. So Max absolutely, again, dominating in the qualification, gets into first pole, and now he's just going to maintain it. He was unlucky last race, the first race that I watched ever of F1. Not getting into the race because, of course, he got an early crash. But, yeah, Max is, holding his weight. McLaren going crazy. Exactly. Piastri and Norris are carrying McLaren. They're absolutely carrying the team and going crazy. There's actually supposedly going to be weather coming over this stadium by lap 10. So in 4 laps, we're going to see a lot of rain. Yeah, that's what I heard as well. Max Verstappen's supposed to be like really good in terms of a unique driving style. I feel like that's why he's so good in terms of qualifying, not just the car even, because of course you can argue for anyone the car is the difference, but it doesn't really matter when you've got such a unique a unique driving style, you know. Max Verstappen still in first, Piastri second, Norris third, Hamilton fourth, and Gasly fifth. And he's suffering 20 and end in 2. I know it is crazy, honestly. And it looks like, yeah, that Bortoleto has gone out of this race. Unfortunately, you know, we were praying for him last game because he was actually doing pretty well. But yeah, Bortoleto is out due to a car being retired. He had a little collision. I think something fell off his car, and that's why he had to retire it. Strawberry milk. Love to see it. And this is now going to be the virtual safety car coming out. Look like winning last year was peak. Yeah, it was peak, honestly. For F1 fans, I'm assuming, because really, you know, you love to see different people winning it. And unfortunate for Leclerc, he's 15th in this one. I didn't get to see it. I would have loved to see it if I was following at the time. But yeah, I was only really following them on Instagram, and I just saw, you know, some different posts about it. But when I saw how many people in the comments of the Instagram post on his winning post, everyone was like going, let's go. So it must have been very peak for F1 in general. And there was a little pit stop there by Stroll. It looks like that he's coming out now. That was a long pit stop, I got to say. That wasn't the best pit stop there. And he is going to be coming back out on the track here. And still the safety car is out. The YouTube video is also so good. I didn't watch. Might have to watch it, you know. Also, the reason I'm looking down here, for anyone who's just joining, is because I'm watching on my phone. So I've got my phone like positioned down here. And then up on the top, I'm looking up constantly. Looking between. VCS ending. I don't know what that is. I don't know. You know, second game only watching this, so I don't know. Green flag came out, which means it's go time, and now the races are back off, you know, on full speed. Verstappen's still, you know, nicely leading here. There is a little battle between him and Piastri. Piastri is actually on his tail there. You know, it looks like Piastri's gaining, but it's now plus 0.2 of a gap there compared to the other gap before. And Verstappen is just trying to really cut off the inner curves there, trying to prevent Piastri from finding space to overtake. That is the key, you know, going on the inside all the time, you know. Inside is the quickest route for everything. And Verstappen now trying to gain some pace on Piastri. Piastri is now 0.4 behind. Might start cheering Max from now on. Honestly, you know, I honestly like Max Verstappen as a person, because he, of course, supports Cristiano, but also, yeah, I just like him as a person. I've seen lots of videos of him. I've been following him for quite a bit, you know, without even F1. I heard he was very good. So, yeah, maybe I'll go for him, but I try and be neutral for these, I guess, because, you know, it's a new sport. I love to watch it all and see, you know, who I might go for. Bortoleto was honestly enjoyment to watch in the previous race, though. That's why I was saying it was unfortunate for him to be out in this one, because he was really an enjoyment to watch. And this is going to be turn 9, lap 8. And there's a little bit of an overtake trying to occur there. Piastri tries to overtake, but he is sent behind again by Max. He is really trying to pressure Max here. Piastri, but Max is just so good at the turns. It's really hard for him to find space to get through and get into, you know, that first pole. There's a little bit of an equalization here, actually, and Piastri has overtaken into first place. And now Piastri's the leader here, with Max Verstappen now behind by 0.27. Piastri is the new race leader. There's a little bit of a battle here going on between Piastri and Max, because Max is not far behind again from overtaking. And Russell says it's raining. Brilliant on the radio. Bottas just strolling around the Mercedes pits. Yeah, I know. It honestly is a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, I always feel sorry for a driver when they get out, in the first, 10 seconds, minute of the race, because it's like you didn't even get a drive. Like, your job's driving. You come here and then you get, kicked out. Because of, a crash, not even your fault. The car becomes faulty, lose control. So many, principled things that could occur. So now the drivers are going to have to be careful here because it is raining. As Russell said, it is to his benefit here, supposedly, because he is now making the fastest lap, George Russell, 1 minute and 41 seconds. But yeah, this one is going to be an interesting watch because there is an actual battle going on between first and second. Norris and Piastri leading by a fair mile. Also, we're experiencing some lag again. Love to see it. Okay, great. It should be back now. Piastri is leading by quite a bit too now. He's starting to build some momentum there. Might be a little overtake here from Hamilton. Oh, sorry, is this Leclerc? I think it's Leclerc, actually. Leclerc trying to get over into a high position. Feel like it's the most dangerous sport. Yeah, same. I do feel like it's one of the most dangerous sports for sure. I don't actually know what other sport would be more dangerous than this one, to be honest. Yeah, I think this is the most dangerous sport because you're really relying on, someone else not to crash into you. There's so many liabilities that can occur. You have to just be so careful. And yeah, Leclerc really trying to chase that, upward position off of, I think that's Antonelli that he's trying to chase through. And Leclerc overtakes there, now getting into 14th. Imagine driving that fast in the rain. I know, imagine that. That is honestly crazy how these drivers can do it. And Verstappen now has a plus 3 second gap between Piastri, which isn't great. Piastri is absolutely dominating in this one. I feel like, though, Max Verstappen is known to not really take pits. I don't know. I don't know too much about it, but I've heard that he, uses the pit stops to his advantage here, where he'll, avoid. Yeah, 3 second gaps high. I feel like last race was more high because it was like a 2 second gap between first and second, and then there was like a 10 second gap between third or something. It was really stupid how far the gap was. But yeah, Piastri is leading 3 second gap. Now 4 second gap, basically. It's 3.93. Yeah, it was really high. It was actually insane how much the McLaren boys were dominating in the previous race. And, of course, Verstappen in that race got out in the first 10 seconds. He crashed on the first turn. Well, someone crashed into him, should I say. And he was not happy about that one. But, yeah, Piastri is really dominating in terms of gap here. It's actually a really big gap. And now Lando Norris is catching up to Max Verstappen. It's a 1.5 second gap between them. You love when Max isn't happy. Yeah, he was really frustrated. He was, fuming after he crashed there. And, yeah, there's a +4 gap now between Piastri and Verstappen. Norris has a +1. He is trying to decrease it here. It's so fun to see. It's just fun to actually watch the F1 in general, though. Something race control. DRS disabled. I don't know what that means. Leclerc says box. Okay. Well, Leclerc's moving up now. He's in 13th. He's in pit now, currently. So he's going to have to... Is this saying pit? I don't even know what that says. In pit. Okay, yeah. That text was in font 1. Don't know why that size was so small there. And Max has now got to a +5 second gap between him and Piastri, which isn't great. That is very bad for him because he wants to make this as small as possible. I mean, he was dominating at the start. He has lost his lead. DRS makes speed higher by opening up the car. Okay, I see. So it's disabled now. Interesting. It's really pouring now at this course. So hope everyone in the stands brought a raincoat. Piastri saying box because Max Verstappen's actually catching up. Now, Norris is also very on his tail, so he's going to have to be careful here. And Verstappen's dropped to third. There is a little bit of a crash there where Verstappen lost control on the pitch. He's now gone to third place. Did I say pitch? I'm in football terms. Yeah, he lost control on the track there, and he's dropped down to third. That was poor from him. Piastri's dropped into the pit. All three, first, second, and third, I think, are all going into the pit. Are they? Yeah, Verstappen, Norris, and Piastri have all gone into the pit here. So Hamilton could really gain some traction on here because he's not in the pit yet. And there was a quick little pit stop there from Piastri and Norris. Verstappen's stop time was 2.2 seconds. Piastri's was 29.4. And Norris was 24. Now 25. Yeah, there's a lot of stoppage here. It looks like, though, that Max might be first. I don't know. Yeah, there's a little bit of a shift here at the top. You know nothing about football. You haven't touched a football in your 17 years of life. I mean, football, if you haven't touched it, you should start watching it. It's honestly such an enjoyable sport. The best sport on the planet. Literally, you can pick any team. Yes, have a watch. You can pick no team. You can just watch any games. But yeah, it's so fun to watch. No one, Max, you need it. Yeah, Piastri still won, I think, though. I think Max didn't get the overtake there from the pit stop, unfortunately. There's also a new number 2 place, which is... My leaderboard hasn't updated because it says number 2 here is Max Verstappen now. But number 3 was originally who? Who is that? ALB. Albon. I think Albon went up to 3rd, which is interesting. The best sport is tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe? Nah, best sport football. Is tic-tac-toe even a sport? Like, what is that? Is it like the one where you do, like, the X and the O things on the paper? Piastri is 9 seconds in front of Verstappen. Now 10 seconds in front. That is a huge gap there that has to be covered. It's your national sport. Wait, honestly. Is it what I'm actually thinking of here? It is. Hi, Vasco. Welcome back. And Albon 3 is crazy. Yeah, I know. It actually looks crazy. You're not joking. Oh, you're joking. Okay, I see. I thought you said not joking. But yeah. I didn't even know tic-tac-toe was a sport. I thought it wasn't. They're just showing the pit replay here. Yeah, Verstappen just doesn't get the pit stop quick enough to get into first place. And no problem, Phil. You're annoyed that you missed the start. That's okay, you know. It's all good. And tic-tac-toe is the best. Yeah, I like playing tic-tac-toe, to be honest. It's actually a fun one. And now the lead is as follows. Piastri in first with the first pole. Then Verstappen in second with a plus 10-second gap. Norris in third with a plus 1 second gap. Then in fourth, who is that? I think that's Stroll. Stroll in fourth with a plus 6 second. Then it's Hulkenberg with a plus 2.2 there. And you gotta go. No problem, so long. Thank you for tuning in. Really did appreciate you coming along, you know, chatting with me. Stroll can never be 4. Well, he is 4 now, so, you know, the driver's gonna have to hunk up here and get, you know, some lead. Hamilton's dropping far behind. He's in 8th now. That is not great. You got to go. No hit. Sands. Okay, no problem, Vasco. Anyone can come and leave. You know, it's all good. It's definitely wet tires right now. Hamilton's saying something on the radio there. I just missed what he said, but he's saying something about wet tires. But yeah, this race's honestly so far enjoyable. Really like this track. Very intense one we're actually getting here compared to the previous, though. Piastri has got a very dominant lead. Like a very, very dominant lead. Plus 13-second gap between him and Verstappen. That is insane. A yellow flag has come out. Oh, never mind, green flag. It just said yellow, then it instantly went to green. Let's have some more strawberry milk. And the safety car has come out. Okay. The actual safety car has come out here. I think Verstappen's going to use that to his advantage here to try and make some distance on Piastri. All the drivers are slowing down a little bit. It is looking very wet. Very, very wet in this track here, guys. It is honestly pouring. A lot of water's coming off, too. The driver's got to be careful here not to, you know, lose control of the car, hit the wall. You know, there's so many, you know, possible liabilities here, you know, especially in the rain, just making everything much worse. So you got to really be careful. Piastri has such a confident lead. It's honestly insane. Now, let's see how much gap there is between first and second. I don't really think we can tell just yet. I think it's like a 16-second gap or something like that. The safety car is out, though. Hamilton can't even see from... You can't even see from his camera. I don't know how he's seeing, but you can't even see on his camera there where to go. And it just shows Leclerc actually got out. He completely just drove out of the entire track area. Yeah, he must not have been able to see that, or he must have lost some control. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, he just loses control there, and he drives onto the grass. What happened at the start? Nothing much, really. Just Verstappen was leading until Piastri overtook, and then he, you know, made an absolute dominant lead. There were 2 crashes. Lawson crashed with Ocon. Ocon got no penalty for it. The FA investigated and said there was nothing wrong with it. Bortoleto continued to drive after crashing a little bit. He continued to drive, and then he was told to abandon car, so he abandoned it. And then Colapinto, I think, crashed at the very, first 10 seconds of the race. Oh, you had traffic. Okay, no problem, Phil. Well, you know, yeah, other than that, that was really all that happened, to be honest. Now Hamilton's in 8th. I think Leclerc's out of the race, to be honest. I don't know if he's out or if he's in. We'll have to see. It's so hard to see. We're looking at the driver's POV here for Norris. It's so difficult to look through that visor. Piastri, no, not in the first corner. I think there was 3 laps before he overtook. I think it was on... I don't know. Let's have a look here. I can check the lap by lap for you and see what it was. Can't remember exactly. It was... If we scroll down. Let's have a look. Yellow flag. There was a lot of yellow flags, I've got to say. There was so many yellow flags. And let's see. There was, 2 crashes. There's a lot of stuff there. And it was lap 7, I think. Yeah, lap 7, and it was on the McLaren looking better set up for... I don't know why it lagged up there, but yeah, it was something there. It was on one of the corners. I don't know which one exactly, to be honest, unfortunately. It must have been on, it was a pretty wide corner. It was a pretty shallow turn. And then there was a straight, and he sort of gained some momentum there after he turned from the corner. And then he just cut him off on the next corner. So, that allowed him to boost in front. Let's have some more strawberry milk. Safety car's out as well. Safety car means that gap Piastri built up is now gone. Yeah, that is really beneficial to Max Verstappen. Yeah, good for the race, exactly. Because that gap was like a 16-second gap, which is insane. It's now a 0.7-second gap. So, yeah, that is unfortunate for Piastri. I mean, he got a 16-second gap there. But, yeah, Verstappen's ready to overtake because he's really cutting it on the insides of the bends there, trying to find when the safety car leaves the race, he's going to instantly go for the quick cut off to get in front. Because Verstappen does not want to lose that, he's starting first pole. He does not want to end in a lower position, especially with how much, people accredit him for his driving style. And Hulkenberg is the story of the race so far. He started 19th for this race. He's now 5th, which is really good. That is a very good job there by Hulkenberg. Unfortunately, his teammate, Bortoleto, did get out due to his vehicle being abandoned, but that was just, a bit tragic for him. There's nothing much he can do about that. Bortoleto is just really unfortunate. Just lost control and skidded out. And on the Mercedes team is Tom Felton, an actor. I think he's just listening into the radio there. I don't know what that's about. I think, is it like a VIP thing? You listen into the radio. Alonso speaking on the radio, though. Let's see what he's going to say, if they're going to show us. I don't think they're going to show us here. I think it's just an audio one. Don't have the audio, unfortunately, because I'm only watching, no audio. Probably have to watch some races off stream just so I can actually hear them. But, yeah. Safety car's still out here. All the, cars are now pretty equal level with each other, which is good. It's made this race a little bit more tight. It's just so wet out in this, race course. It is so wet here. And Felicity Jones is also in the stands, an Oscar-nominated actor listening in as well. Again, I think that maybe it's like a VIP seat or something. Don't know. British, but you hope a Brit doesn't win this race because the F1 British fans are intolerable. Well, who are the British drivers? Who are the British drivers? F1 table. Here, I'll see. Russell, Hamilton, Behrman. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah. Russell, Hamilton, Behrman. Yeah. Oh, Lando as well. Okay, I didn't see that. He's actually listed here as... I swear I must have just looked past him. Oh, yeah, he is. I just looked past him. My bad. Too many British drivers. Well, we'll have to see, because currently it's either going to be Piastri or Verstappen. And they're just showing a replay here of Verstappen's car. My goodness, it's so invisible on the pitch. How do you see? Pitch, what am I saying football terms? Race course. My goodness, wow, that is so, there's so much rain, downpour, there's so much water getting kicked up from the other car's wheels. It is just really, such intense conditions, much more than we saw in the previous race. It was really hot in the previous one. Now this one, you got the British weather pouring down. And safety car is still out here. So no changes just yet. Hamilton is in 8th. He started in 4th, I'm pretty sure. Or 5th. Max has a reputation of being one of the best drivers in the wet, so the gap Piastri had over him is... Yeah, I know. I heard that Verstappen, in terms of, driving in that, what has just such a unique style. He benefits over conditions that others don't really benefit on. And that's why I was surprised, honestly, where Piastri made such a large gap. It was a 17, 18-second gap at one point, which is insane. The fact as well that Verstappen's pit stop was 2.2 seconds, whereas, Piastri and Norris had it was like a 10, and then there was like a 20-second stop there or something like that. It's honestly very interesting how, Verstappen didn't take the lead from that. He still came out in 2nd. Safety car still out in this course here. It looks like the downpour stopped a little bit. Lap 17 of 52. So we are in for a treat here on laps. Not even halfway yet. And it looks like that the safety car might be pulling out soon. Is it going to pull out soon? I don't know. That McLaren looks really nice, though, that car. The safety car looks really good. Still driving around there. And safety car is ending. Yes, the safety car will pull out in just a moment. Stroll is in 4th as well. And he's got stint 3, Inter 6. And it says Newey is one of the radio communicators there for Stroll's team. And Westwick is listening into the Mercedes team there. It says an actor as well, so getting a lot of people listening in there. Also, I have no idea what Piastri's doing, like a very turning motion there, like a very quick turning motion. The green flag, track clear. I don't know what that motion means when they're going like that in first place. Like, what does that do? I guess it's just trying to stop Max Verstappen from trying to get ahead, and use that safety car ending to his advantage, maybe. But here we go. The race is off again. and it's now closer than before. There's only a 0.6 second gap between first and second, so hopefully we can see something here that's going to be a little bit nice. And Piastri is gaining. Verstappen is trying to, not let Piastri gain too much, but he's just gaining so much speed. Plus 1 second. How is that? How's this guy doing it? He's just doing something right here in this race. Hamilton's now in 7th, just moved up a position, passing Ocon. Lap 18 out of 52 here. So, yeah, still got a lot of laps left. And there's now a plus 1.5 second gap between Piastri and Max Verstappen. Plus 3 second gap between, I think that is first and third there, Norris and Piastri. And Leclerc's now in 13th as well. He's got a time penalty, I think. And you can vote the Overtake Award today, guys, at f1.com/overtake. As always, giving you the links to vote the awards in, guys. I don't know who I'll vote for. I don't think I'll vote. Just because, I need to watch more to learn more. There's a yellow flag, a track hazard. I don't even know what it is this time. Something's happened here. Something's happened. It looks like there's been a stop here from Hadjar. I think Hadjar's, crashed. Hadjar's out. So it looks like that Hadjar will be out of this race. Yeah, big crash. Says they're okay there. Luckily. This is what, this is what this sport's all about, though. There's just so many risks. So you have to be really brave to do the sport, I gotta say. You have to be a very brave person, very, knowing that there's risk to your life, that are out of your control, really. They're in the control of the elements, in the control of the other drivers. So really, it just is a big risk to do this sport, and that's why, such big props to these drivers, doing this. So yeah, Hadjar's out for this race. And there was a little pit stop there. That was Ocon, I think, that did that pit stop. Now make him last. Ocon was in the pit for 29.5 seconds. And Piastri still leading in first place. The safety car has come out again, so we have to wait here for the safety car. So it's going to even up the playing field again. Verstappen's going to really appreciate these safety cars, I got to say. Let's have a look at the crash here by Hadjar. Let's see. You can't even see. Yeah, he just hits into the back of someone. I don't even think you can see. I'm doing good, CDF. Thanks for asking. Hope your day is going well, and welcome to the stream. Wow. Literally, there's no view at all on where he's going because it's just so blurry. I think Antonelli's the one he hits, but Antonelli maintains control here and is able to get back onto the race without too much of a problem. And yeah, I'm liking the F1, honestly, CDF. I'm actually really enjoying it. I think it's a very enjoyable sport. I'll have to keep watching these because, to be honest, it's very enjoyable. This race, honestly, more intense than the last one. There's just so much, tension, a lot of different elements at play here. The rain, the wet, the drivers having to deal with the smoke coming up from the water evaporating. It's just really, an intense race at the moment. Strawberry milk, final bit. There we go. Race control, Hadjar, Antonelli incident, turn 9 collision noted. That's what the FA says there, the FIA. There is a safety car out here. And the rookie drivers out today were, of course, Bearman, Antonelli, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Lawson, and Colapinto. However, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Lawson, and Colapinto are all out. So there's only Bearman and Antonelli left in this race as rookie drivers, which is, very interesting how few rookies there are left, how they're all crashing in this one. Maybe the wet weather is not something that they're just used to yet as a rookie. And they keep showing actors here. Let's just see the race. Yeah, finally pulling out the race here. They kept showing different actors. Okay, we got the safety car now on the screen here with Piastri, Verstappen, Norris, Stroll, all pretty close to each other. Hulkenberg, Gasly, Hamilton, all following behind. This is Hamilton, 368th career appearance here for F1. 368 appearances. That is amazing. Just waiting for the safety car to end. Lap 20 of 52. Halfway in 6 laps. FIA stewards investigation after race for Hadjar Antonelli incident. It says there. Interesting, because I don't think that Hadjar could actually see, to be honest, where he was going. There's also a gain-lost information here. Piastri, Verstappen, gain and loss there. Norris has not changed position. Stroll has gained 13 positions. Hulkenberg has gained 14 positions. And Gasly has gained 2 positions there. Hamilton lost 2 positions. Russell gained lost 4. Alonso's lost 2. Sainz has lost 1. And there are so many other position changes down the board. Hulkenberg and Stroll seem to be doing, a miracle race here. Really, you don't expect it, but anything can happen. Of course, in Formula 1, we've seen from the previous race, this race, and I'm assuming for future races, anything can happen. It just requires skill, thought. And there looks to be a pit coming in here. Don't know who that is. I think that's Stroll, maybe. Oh, it's Antonelli coming into the pit. So Antonelli is going to come into the pit here and get some tire changes. And pit stop is complete. 3.1 seconds stop time, 19 seconds in the pit in total. Now increasing now to 29. Yeah, 29.3 seconds in the pit in total. Let's see why he went to pit there. Yeah, I think there's a slight tire deflation or something that we can't really see. At least I couldn't really tell. There must have been a slight tire deflation. And Piastri and Verstappen still at a close battle here. There is a 0.789 second gap between Piastri and Max Verstappen. Race control is analysing the previous crash still. The safety car is still out. And Ocon has said over their radio there that was clever from Mercedes to go into the pit, during the safety car to change to change the hot tyres to restart this race, with some new fresh tyres when the safety car does leave. Lap 21. And the safety car is ending now. So the safety car has ended. Max Verstappen has gone into first. Is there like a slight stop here? I don't even know. Nah, Piastri's gone back into first. There was like a slight stop there. I think Verstappen was told maybe to stop to allow Piastri to go back in front there because I don't think the safety car had ended just then. But yeah, it's a green thing, and Verstappen's crashed. It's over. His race is over there at the moment, at least. He's come back in. He's come back in. It wasn't that bad. I think he just did a too sharp of a turn there because he lost control. He's now dropped down to 9th. Piastri and Norris, the McLaren boys, are now 1st and 2nd once again, like the previous race. Verstappen dropped to 10th now. Yeah, I think it was not a crash. I thought he was going to crash. I thought it was, spin out. I initially thought he was going to spin out and hit the wall, but yeah, just stopped before then. And Piastri incident, safety car infringement noted, I think. I don't know what that means, but we'll have to see. Race control has just announced that. Verstappen now in 11th here. And now back into 10th. There's a yellow flag that's come out here. And a green flag. It's gone yellow, then green immediately. And a little bit of a delay. Verstappen's now into 9th position. Trying to catch back up here. Still listed as 10th. I swear he just overtook someone unless there was a replay. Lap 22. Let's have a look at the replay here. Yeah, I think, there might be a Piastri incident there. I think he's gone and slowed down for no reason, Piastri. Unfortunately, Max couldn't take advantage of a possible infringement here because he's spun out himself, but I think Piastri might have been at fault there for the initial of just slowing down, getting an infringement. Behrman also skids out here. And manages to get back onto the field, luckily. So that's why it wasn't counted as an overtake, because Behrman went back onto the field, like cut through. Makes sense. And Norris is plus 3 seconds behind Piastri. And yeah, the Piastri incident is still under investigation. Just a new announcement there on the top by the FIA. And it looks like Hamilton's trying to gain here on Gasly because Gasly is pushing for a 4th pole position currently, which is not going to benefit Hamilton at all because, the more Gasly gets in front, the more Hamilton's got a chance of dropping back behind Russell. And it's now going to be showing a top-down view here. Verstappen plus 0.9 seconds gap between him and I think that, who is that? Sainz, yeah. So as it stands, Piastri's game 1 position, Norris game 1, Stroller's game 14, Hulkenberg's game 15, and then it's got Gasly gain 3, Hamilton lost 1, Russell lost 3, Alonso lost 1, Sainz has lost 1, I think, Verstappen lost 7, and there have been some other positional changes down the board there. I didn't get to see them all. Lap 25 in a moment. Of course, guys, if you want me to continue commentating on my first ever F1 games, then make sure to smash like and sub if you haven't already. Of course, it is much appreciated. And, I would love to keep doing F1. The second race I've ever watched, and I really do enjoy it. And there is a, current gap between Russell and Hamilton is a 0.5 gap. It looks like that Russell's trying to overtake Hamilton here. And Hamilton just goes outside of the track there and is losing some positions. That's not great. Russell passes through plus 1.3 second gap between Russell and Gasly now, and Hamilton's got a plus 0.6 second gap between him and Russell, who's just overtaken. This is going to be down to an interesting race. Honestly, I'm very interested for this race because this one is looking, very intense. Again, the elements have just been everything in this one. Let's have a look at the Russell overtake on the replay. So Hamilton just goes out to the left side there, and then Russell just allows himself to just get through that small, tight gap there, and then gets the inner bend to cut off Hamilton. And Piastri has got a 10-second time penalty for the safety car infringement, which means as it stands, I think Norris will be in first position. I don't think it affects Stroll, though. And Hamilton is in pole position 7. So he's complaining about the car. He's saying that the car's very hard to drive. Honestly, I'm not too sure because it's your team's car. So maybe you can make some suggestions to your team. I don't know if the car's different every time or if it's the same car, just going over to different ones, and then they just give you a new one each time. I'm not too sure about that. But what I do know is it's your team's car, so you better, tell them what you want because I'm sure they'll make the improvements to suit your needs. And FIA stewards Tsunoda Behrman incident is under investigation. And they're just showing the race here. Just trying to enjoy it. It's halfway now. Lap 26. Halfway through this one. Honestly, very enjoyable. Hopefully we can have an intense second half. Intense finish for the race, of course. Love to see the intensity, the drama, that the F1 brings. And we're just seeing here the overtake by Max. Just there. I think he just slows down. Don't know what that's about. I think it's the incident from Piastri, actually. Just re-showed there. Wasn't too sure about that one. But okay. Not far of a gap between all the pole positions except for Stroll to Norris is 11-second gap. I think Norris and Piastri are comfortable in the top, at least top 2. I don't think they're going to drop below now. I think it's, a pretty solid race at the moment because Piastri's got a plus 4-second lead to Norris, and Norris has got a plus 12-second lead to Stroll. So, yeah, honestly, pretty comfortable lead. I don't think they're going to lose it now. So the McLaren boys will win back-to-back as it stands. And Norris says Oscar is a 10-second penalty. That means we will not follow him into the pit stop. That's what was just said there by Piastri. And Hamilton is chasing Gasly for 5th pole position. And there's a 0.547 gap between Gasly and Hamilton. Now 0.47. Yeah, the gap is very fluctuant. Hamilton is trying to overtake here. I think that was a good push from Gasly, though, to really maintain some distance here. There's also a 10-second time penalty for car 22, which I think is, if I'm correct, Tsunoda. They're just given by the FIA. Gasly's battery is 80% remaining. Hamilton's is 50% remaining. So we'll have to see what happens. Hamilton will probably have to go to pit soon. And Norris is plus 3 seconds behind Piastri. Hamilton is trying to gain some traction here, trying to gain some ground. Just isn't able to do so, really, at the moment at least. Piastri is saying something on the radio there. I have no audio, so I can't even hear it, to be honest, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm assuming they're saying something about their 10-second time penalty. Makes sense. And this is, of course, Hamilton trying to push for Gasly to go down a pole position there. Hamilton trying to go up to 5th. It's just so hard for him to get some ground. Verstappen said, I can't even stay with them. You're so slow. Yeah, Verstappen isn't doing great in this race, honestly. He's very slow today. So, you know, unfortunate for him. I did see him. He was not catching up to Piastri. I don't know if it's a vehicle problem or his driving. I don't know. Maybe he's just rusty on the driving because he missed a race. But, yeah, I don't know. I just feel the McLaren guys are so dominant, you know, in these last 2 races. Yeah, a little collision there from Tsunoda. I think there should be in a 10-second penalty, yeah. 10-second penalty for Tsunoda causing a collision. And Hamilton is about to pass Gasly. Gasly's trying to hold on, and he does. Gasly manages to hold on there, just does a nice little cut off to prevent Hamilton from overtaking. Going the inner bends, always at an optimum there. Brilliant from Gasly to prevent Hamilton from overtaking. That is very brilliant play by that driver. Stroll's difference from 3rd to 2nd is now plus 15 seconds. Wow. The McLaren guys aren't going to be losing from here. There's no way. Lap 29 for the F1 now as well. About to be lap 30. We only then have about 22 laps remaining. Very intense here. Gasly-Hamilton battle is one of the many battles that has occurred today. Of course, we saw Piastri versus Verstappen at the start. Now it's Gasly versus Hamilton that we're focusing on. Verstappen is very far behind 10th now. Needs to really start pushing to get up some pole positions here. Turn 13 and 12 passed by Gasly with optimum once again. Not losing at all on the turns here. Maintaining that gap of I think it's 0.2 seconds. Now 0.1. Hamilton's overtaking, and Hamilton overtakes Gasly. Now moving up into 5th position. That was brilliant from Hamilton there. Moving up into 5th. Brilliant play. The only problem is his car is going to have to go pit soon because of the battery life. Probably some other things yet. Hamilton hasn't pitted, I think. Oh, no, he's pitted once. So he's going to have to really possibly go pit here again. And hi, Lego. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I hope you have a nice day so far. Yeah, Hamilton goes and gets into the 5th pole. Stroll in 3rd. Hulkenberg 4th. Hamilton 5th. Gasly now 6th. And Russell 7th. Norris and Piastri leading the line in 1st and 2nd respectively. plus 16-second gap between Stroll and Norris. That is insane. That is actually insane. And Hamilton trying to make that gap between him and Gasly as big as possible. It's now plus 1 second gap. He really is trying his hardest to make this gap as big as possible, because it's very important, since Gasly was doing so well to sort of maintain that lead there until, you know, Hamilton found the opportunity, went through, succeeded, got the lead nice and easy. So brilliant from Hamilton, you know, to find that space, you know, and get that one done. And lap 32 now in this race. Interesting how there's not been a safety car coming out yet, because there was a lot of safety cars before. Now there's none. No yellow flags, no green flags, so we're getting some nice clean racing here, which is good. Love to see it. I mean, I feel like the safety cars were kind of ruining the tension a little bit. It was good for the race in terms of shortening the gaps, but, you know, ruining the tension and the build of some of these drivers. You know, they're really doing their hardest to build up here. So, yeah, the safety car, I think, just hinders that a little bit more. Of course, it encourages competition, though, which is what you love to see when you're going out to watch sport. You always want to watch competition. Dominance is always not the best opportunity. And here, of course, Norris and Piastri are dominant with the plus 18-second gap between them and Stroll, which is insane. 18-second gap. Nothing is stopping the McLaren boys in this tournament, of course. They're just looking so good. And we're just looking up here at Stroll, just focusing in on him. He's doing very good this race, because obviously he didn't start in a high position. He started in relatively low position, but he's moved up to third. Same with Hulkenberg, moving up into fourth, which is brilliant. You used to watch the races, Zeta? How come you don't watch anymore? I just started watching. This is my second race only ever I've watched. So, yeah, I'm trying some new things, trying some new sports. And honestly, it's very fun to watch so far. You know, second race. This one's very tight race as well, gotta say. Very tight. And Hulkenberg has had 239 career race starts. So that is interesting. Some information there for you guys. Stroll on the radio. Track is starting to dry now. Temps are coming up on the track. So that is going to be good for, of course, most of the drivers here who aren't, you know, wet racing drivers that like the dry race, which I think is nearly everyone. You didn't have many channels on your TV, only races and Discovery. Yeah, you know, I'm sure they're enjoyable for you, Zeta. I don't know if you like them or not, but yeah, these honestly enjoyable for me. I gotta say, it's very intense, fun to watch, you know. So Stroll here as well, gaining pace really on Norris. He's trying to build up a little bit of a gap deficit, I guess, trying to reduce the gap deficit, should I say, and also trying to build up a gap between him and Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg now 0.6 seconds behind, now 0.4. Oh, it's dropping. Hulkenberg into third place is possible. 0.3. Stroll has to hold here. His gap between third and second is now 21 seconds, which is insane. I think the race is over, honestly, in terms of first and second. It's battle for third here for this one. Based on the whole table as well, Piastri is winning 216 points, 5 wins, 9 podiums. Norris is second with 201 points, 3 wins, 9 podiums. Max Verstappen is third, 155 points, 2 wins, 5 podiums. So the McLaren boys are literally absolutely dominating this competition here, first and second, by 50 points plus. And it's now going to be Stroll just really trying to build up a gap between Hulkenberg, but Hulkenberg isn't, letting it have. And this is the new little bit of competition happening here. We had Hamilton and Gasly just before. Now we got Stroll and Hulkenberg here. Hulkenberg's really trying to push to get in front. This might be an opportunity here as well. Verstappen close to getting into 9th as well, finding some space to overtake Sainz. And it's going to be Hulkenberg just really trying to push. It's just so intense. It is so intense here between Hulkenberg and Stroll. Really is just an intense battle. Russell is trying to gain on Gasly. He's only 0.2 seconds behind Gasly, so there could be a position change here. Russell's catching up. And it's a 0.4 second gap between Stroll and Hulkenberg. It is really just fluctuating, though, between, 0.1, 0.4, 0.7. It's just fluctuating between those. And it's a plus 24 second gap between Stroll and Norris. So there's no real worry here for Piastri and Norris as a pole finish now. Lap 35 has been reached. And Hulkenberg has overtaken into 3rd position here. And what a brilliant overtake. Russell overtaking into 6th. I think he's just about. No, Gasly holds on there. DRS is enabled now as well in the race control. And Russell is really trying to overtake into that 6th position. Hulkenberg manages to go in front there. Now into 3rd position there. Brilliant. Brilliant racing from Hulkenberg. Now into a podium finish. And Hamilton has a chance now as well to overtake Stroll, because Hamilton's gap is only a 0.3 second gap. Hulkenberg's made a 1 second difference between Stroll and Hulkenberg there. There's a 1 second gap compared to the 0.3. So Stroll could easily drop down to 5th, Hamilton to 4th. And that's what happens there with Hamilton now going into 4th there, just beating Stroll. Verstappen's joined up into 9th now as well. Verstappen trying to track back some ground, And Hulkenberg has a 1 second gap on him and Hamilton. 26 second gap between him and 2nd place. Verstappen's overtake showing on the replay here. It's just a nice, easy overtake for Max. It's actually allowed almost where the car moves to the side, just goes through and finds the short corner. There's no real competition there. Plus 3 seconds gap between Verstappen and Alonso there. Piastri, Norris, very dominant. They're going to easily get the dub here, I think. Get the W and win. Lap 36. Only, I think, if I can calculate using my brain, 16 laps remaining. What an intense race this is. I gotta say, it's very, very enjoyable one compared to the Austrian one. The Austrian one was okay, but this one is just a whole nother level of intensity. It's just been built up so well, built out. The race has been brilliant. So yeah, props to these drivers as well, pushing through this one in the rain like that. That is honestly so intense. Hulkenberg has to try and reduce this deficit between him and Norris there. Also worrying about behind him, of course. Let's see a replay here of Leclerc. Yeah, Leclerc just gets into a nice little tidy corner there. Overtakes. And yeah, makes it back into position 11, I think that is. Yeah, and Leclerc's now on 11th. Hulkenberg is being gained on by Hamilton. Hamilton now 0.7 second gap between him and Hulkenberg. Now 1 second. Hamilton will be wanting, you know, a top pole finish because it is a home stadium race. Something that he'll be desiring to, you know, finish on the podium at least for his home stadium. And Behrman is the only rookie driver left in this competition at the moment. What does it say on the front of my shirt? Quilmes, and welcome Dean Smith to the stream. Hope you're doing well. It says Quilmes. I'm not sure what that means, and there's nothing on the back of this one as well. It's a blank back. So yeah. Leclerc is moving up some positions here. 0.6 second gap between him and Sainz. Sainz better watch out because Leclerc is moving up here. Showing another actor again, Rebecca Ferguson, in the Ferrari room. And Hulkenberg is putting some distance out here against Hamilton. It's now a 1.3 second gap between third and fourth. And for Norris and Hulkenberg, it's a plus 28 second gap, which is insane. Smash like for big gaps. And Verstappen is now a 1 second gap there on Alonso, reduced from a 3 seconds. So that is a good progress there for Max to get back into, you know, trying to get back into top 5 at least would be ideal for him. You know, in his position currently on the leaderboard being third. And Piastri is confident in first. I don't think Piastri will lose. I know he's got a 10-second time penalty, so Norris will, of course, win this race, I'm pretty sure. Oscar Piastri had the fastest lap there with a 1 minute 40-second lap. This is now lap 38 and /39 because some people are already on lap 39 here. Alonso in the pit, 5 seconds. And Russell says here, depends how brave you want to be. We're running a pit. Oh, position 7. Brave, but not brave enough. Yeah, I think Alonso was talking with his team there. And also, Russell was talking, saying that he doesn't know if he should go on the pit or not. Because, of course, his position's very tightly marked by Max, who is now in 8th. And if Russell goes in the pit, Max will go up to 7th. And will possibly go up, you know, to a 6th even. So, you know, Russell's going to have to be careful here if he decides to go in the pit. Hamilton only 0.8 seconds behind Hulkenberg now. And there's a chance here as well for Russell to overtake Gasly, which would make it ideal to go on the pit as well, because if Gasly is put into 7th, then Russell can then risk going into the pit for a second. Leclerc also can overtake Sainz. And that battle for third place is still raging on. Hamilton now 0.7 seconds. Russell is saying, I think he goes to the pit. I think that's what he's referring to there. So I think he'll go into the pit stop. And it looks like, yes, Russell's risking the pit stop here. 7 seconds in the pit. 9 seconds. 11 seconds. 14, 15, 16, 17. It was a 2.3 second stop time there. The full time in the pit looks like it will be 26 seconds. So Russell's dropped down to 13. And Verstappen's now in 7th. So he's gained a lot of traction here. He'll actually pass Gasly in a second with a plus 1.5 second gap between them. Now 1.4 seconds. So Verstappen could easily go into 6th and then possibly challenge for 5th. Leclerc is also in 8th as well. Why is your name not on your list of subscribers on the side? You mean like that one? Because that's the public subscribers. So if you don't have public subscribers turned on YouTube, then it won't appear. And then second of all, these are all the recent subscribers. So you must have subscribed maybe before these people, so it won't appear. Dean Smith, like not everyone. That's like, I don't have this many subscribers. Of course, you know, you can see how many subs I have, and I don't have 5,000 plus listed on there, of course. And then this one's the most recent subscriber. So they appear there, and all of them public subscribers. So there might be like another recent subscriber, but since they're not like turned on public in their settings of YouTube, then they won't appear. But I can still see that they are, of course. So W's everyone who is. And there's a yellow flag here, track hazard. There looks to have been a little spin out there. I don't know who just did that one. I think Russell's done it. Yeah, Russell has gone out here with a bit of a crash, I think. No, he's back on. I don't know who just spun out there. I think maybe Alonso, actually. Don't know. We're about to see. Verstappen is only 0.8 seconds behind Gasly now. Let's have a look here at Russell. Is it actually Russell who spins out? It is. Yeah, Russell spins out there, but regains a little bit of form so he can cut through the grass back onto the track there. So yeah, it does regain some form. There was a little bit of a spin out there. I don't know who that was, though, that crashed. It's much wetter than before. That's what Russell's saying. I guess the Mercedes pit crew aren't going to be too happy about that because they went in for the pit and risked it. But I don't think that was a good idea because it seems like maybe they've messed up a little bit there. And Verstappen is about to close in on a 6th position here. Getting ready to overtake Gasly. Just showing Piastri and Norris there. They've literally got so much space. Turn 4 incident involving Leclerc and someone else. Someone else just crashed there with Leclerc. We're about to see. The FIA just informed us. And we're still not going to see this one. Showing Verstappen's possible overtake here. Chasing Gasly for 6th. Getting ready to overtake Gasly. Verstappen's chance is probably now. There we go. 6th position, 1 for Max. And he's nice and through there in 6th place. So as it stands, Max will get plus 8 points in his finish. He needs to get up to, though, 5th for the double digits at least. Piastri and Norris plus 25 and then plus 20. I couldn't see the second number there. There's a plus 1 second gap between Piastri and Norris, but there's a plus 31 second gap between Hülkenberg and Norris. Turn 4 incident involving car 1655 reviewed and no further investigation. Oh, you saw them? That's okay, Phil. Yeah. Happy early birthday again. I hope the stream's been somewhat enjoyable as well. You know, just really just doing it for the love of F1, to be honest, because I've really enjoyed the sport so far. And yeah, I'm happy that I brought this out for you if you're having a nice time, you know. And Hamilton has gone into the pit here, which is a good opportunity for Hülkenberg to really increase his lead there in the 3rd place pole. There's another pit here. It looks like for, who is that, Stroll? So Verstappen could go inside. No, he's going in the pit too. There's a triple pit here. Quadruple pit now. Gasly's gone in the pit. So let's see. Hamilton's been in the pit for 29 seconds. Verstappen 14, Stroll 19, Gasly 15. Let's see who comes out on top here. So Hamilton has come out of the pit. Sainz has also gone in the pit there as well now. Verstappen's still in the pit. He just changed tyre types to medium. And he's now in 9th place, so he's actually lost a lot of space there, Verstappen, but it should be regained, with the new tyre type now, medium tyres. A lot of the players here have changed to medium tyres as well. Yeah, you have had an absolute nightmare trying to watch and contribute to chat. No problem, if you... That's why I always say this, with the football streams and everything. If you don't want to chat, it's okay. Totally fine, You don't have to. It's not an obligation, for sure. I just like you guys being here. That's all, really. I don't really mind anything else. But yeah, watching is more important for sure. It's a sport. You want to watch it. You want to get involved. And let's have a look here at just the standings when they re-show them here. So Piastri still is yet to receive the penalty. The penalty here for Piastri should still leave him in 2nd place. Norris should finish in 1st. Hulkenberg's in the pit. Leclerc has a plus 27 second deficit behind Hulkenberg. But that should be reduced, of course, because of this pit stop. Leclerc's also gone into the pit there. A lot of pitting happening right now. A lot of pitting happening. There's also a yellow flag has gone out. Leclerc's gone up into 4th place, still in the pit. Your wife decided to hand you your crying baby during the race and you're not being able to watch as you'd like. That is unfortunate, Phil. That is actually unfortunate. Yeah, sometimes crying babies are annoying, probably going to have to deal with a lot of them on the plane tomorrow because, of course, the economy class is a lot of them. So, yeah, just managed to put him down and get him to sleep. Okay, that's good. At least he's sleeping now. Nice and restful. But yeah, I can understand the pain of a crying child. Of course, all my siblings before me, I had to deal with those. But yeah. Or should I say after me? Sorry, not before me. I'm the oldest. Well, I don't know what I'm saying. Norris is the new race leader. Because Piastri has just gone into the pit here. Hulkenberg is 55 seconds behind Piastri. Wow. There is so much time difference here between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. That is insane. Piastri was in the pit for 40 seconds there. Green flag, track cleared. And it's lap 44 out of 52. Yeah, Piastri's 30 seconds behind Norris as the leader. Hulkenberg's 54 seconds behind Norris as the leader. Hamilton is 1 minute and 2 seconds behind Norris. There's so much difference here between Norris and the rest of the teams here. Though Norris still is yet to pit, I think, for the 3rd time. I don't know. Maybe Norris already did it, actually. Oh, there's a little track collision there. Something flew off one of the vehicles and crashed 2 of them. Let's have a look here at the replay. What flew off a vehicle? Yeah, something absolutely flew off one of those cars there. I don't know what it was. Something happened. There's been an exciting race non-stop. All we have to yeah, for sure. This race has been very thrilling. I gotta say, it's been such an enjoying watch, compared to the Austrian track even. The Austrian one was enjoyable. This one's a whole nother level. It's actually just such an excitement, enthralling experience, to, do something like this race, because it really is just everything you expect from a race. A lot of drama, a lot of late drama. There's also been, the earlier starts, a lot of collisions. I mean, they're not great, of course, but, they spice up the race a little bit. And as well, the safety cars coming out, the rain. Well, Verstappen just said, mate, this car is just undrivable, and then swore. He is in 6th place right now, plus 9 seconds behind Stroll, I think. That is an insane gap, though, between 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. There's just seconds upon seconds of gaps here. And there's a little overtake occurring here. Alonso now into 8th position. Just trying to make some room to catch up. Verstappen 7 seconds behind Stroll, who is 9 seconds behind Hamilton, who is 6 seconds behind Hulkenberg, who is 24 seconds behind Piastri. Lap 45. Piastri on the radio says something that I cannot see because I'm not listening to audio. So if you guys are listening, you can say otherwise. Yeah, he said something there. Maybe just how comfortable he is in the lead. In second, sorry. I mean, he's not going to win, obviously, because of the 10-second penalty. I think it's been applied, though. I think when he went into the pit stop, it was applied, the 10-second penalty. There's a Turn 6 incident involving cars 87 and 31. Ocon and, I think, who else? I think Behrman and Ocon. And they're just showing a replay here of Piastri's thing. Just a little bit of lag I'm experiencing. So I'm just going to go and switch over to the HD version just of this. There we go. Muted headphones on playing in case they're crying babies. Yeah, for sure. Especially, you know, as well for the football stream that I'm going to do on the plane. I think it's on the plane now. I have to recheck. Hopefully, you know, if it's not on the plane, fair enough. But if it is, yeah, I'm going to have to use headphones. I'll also use a portable mic here so I can speak quietly. Because since it's a nighttime plane, don't want to wake anyone with, you know, saying, oh my goodness, Cole Palmer's just scored a goal. Wow, that is crazy. You know, and like shouting at top volume. But yeah, headphones essential for children. Turn 6 incident involving cars 87 and 31 has been noted by the FIA. Now lap 47. We're getting close to our grand finale here. 5 laps remaining, just about. Does Norris still need to pit here? I don't know. I think not. I think everyone's pit twice, so I think Norris is pretty comfortable. At least twice, should I say. Stroll's pit 3 times. Antonelli's pit 4. I know everyone's skidding off the track. It's actually crazy how much, you know, traction you really need on this track to lead. I don't know what Piastri's been doing this whole race, but he has been doing something right. I know he's second now just because of that time penalty, but yeah, he has been doing something right the whole race. Norris has been doing something really right as well. You know, pitting early, I think. So, you know, 2 pits. Maybe you'll have to commit a third. Norris took the lead because Piastri pit and then also had a time deduction on, it was a 10-second penalty because the safety car went and then he just paused. He like halted his car, so he got a 10-second penalty. And then, of course, after that, Verstappen skid and is now in 6th. And that is going to be a plus 4-second difference, Piastri to Norris. Did Piastri serve the time penalty in the pit? I think so. I think so, because the time penalty's icon's gone now next to his name. So that must mean he served it. I think it was like a, I think it was a really big gap between Piastri and Norris at one point as well. So that's probably when he served it. There's a huge gap between Piastri and Hulkenberg now. Yeah, I think that who got skidded off there? I think that was Leclerc, just came off the field and then he's back on. Just drove off. A lot of skidding going on here. Lap 47 is still underway. 10-second in pit time is a huge penalty as penalty goes. Yeah, that is a big penalty, yeah. I mean, it doesn't even really matter, though, because he's just such a big lead. Yeah, and Lando's leading for sure now. I don't think Lando's going to lose the race, to be honest, now. Because he is absolutely dominating. He's actually growing distance on Piastri as we speak. Plus 5 seconds now compared to the plus 4 that was before. But yeah, for sure, their lead in first and second, these McLaren boys are just doing so good. Plus 23-second gap between Piastri and Hulkenberg. That is insane. Absolutely insane there. Not to mention Stroll to Verstappen's a plus 11-second gap. Sorry, Stroll to Hamilton, my bad. Plus 11-second gap. But I think Hamilton's got a small time penalty because he's got the icon next to his name. There's also an f1.com/vote where you guys can vote up, of course, the driver of the race. Hulkenberg's currently winning at the moment. 43% of votes going to him. Deserved, honestly. Hulkenberg has moved up, I think, 14 positions in this race, which is crazy. You know, a third finish for Hulkenberg would be huge. Especially with his teammate Bortoleto coming out now in 18th. And, you know, getting out from a crash, I think it was. Abandoning a vehicle. Behrman's trying to make some distance on Russell here to try and overtake. They are battling for the 10th pole position. And the distance between Norris and Piastri has grown to plus 6 seconds. Crazy. Plus 6 second distance. That is honestly wild. And this race is going to be done and dusted in any moment now. Lap 49 reached for first and second, I think. Lap 48 for the rest. We're not going to do any... I don't know what Piastri just said there. He said something about team changes or something or other. And yeah, the F1 committee is saying here that they've got this one nice and sewn up here for Norris having a first position. Yeah, 6 second lead. There's no real losing it now, to be honest. Over 6 seconds. I don't think you can lose it. I think you just have to... You just hold on here. There should be no loss. Piastri feels like Lando should give him first position. Oh. Lando should give him first position? I don't know. He did do a big mistake, Piastri, though. He did like a bad time deduction. Yeah, because of the penalty. I mean, he didn't... I think he did that really on purpose to mess up Max, because he went in front of Max, stopped. Then it caused Max to, like, stop as well. And then I think that messed him up. So I don't know, to be honest. I feel like Norris has done a good job because he's second the whole race, really. After Max Verstappen dropped out, he was second the whole time. He was third for the race. He didn't drop any positions. He's only gained. I don't know about that. I think Piastri's been a bit greedy there. Because he did do a penalty. You mean you should serve the penalty. Though, did Piastri win the previous one? I don't know. Russell did exactly the same kind of 3 weeks ago under safety car. Got no penalty. Yeah, that's a little bit suspicious then. Like, why would you not give a pen for... That's what I'm saying. It's even like with football. If you do one rule, you should give it to all. That's the inconsistency problem in sports, and it's really, you know, a frustrating watch. It's also Max on the receiving end that time, being behind him. Yeah, that's kind of strange. That's kind of strange. I don't know why they... I think they just do it to Max because they know he gets frustrated. I don't know. They do that stutter thing because he always tries to... I feel like this is what he does because I saw when the safety car left, Piastri had to do that swerve thing first. Then he goes in front and stops. It's because Max instantly, as soon as the safety car goes, he tries to go cut through the corner. He like tries to do a quick shortcut through. So I can understand why they do it because he's going to overtake them immediately. But yeah, Piastri feels so aggrieved right now. I guess yeah, it makes sense. I guess if that happened, then, you know, maybe Norris should give him it. Hulkenberg, very impressive, though. He's come third here. That is an absolute win. Absolute win, you know, especially since you expect when Max starts first in a race, you don't expect him to drop that far behind, but he really did. He messed up a little bit. He should finish, though, in fifth because he's about to overtake Stroll into fifth position, Max is. And then he'll be only behind... Hamilton by about like 16 or so seconds, which means that he's going to finish in fifth. So big finish here for the top 5 at least. We'll see who can get into these final positions locked in. It's the second last lap at the moment. Second last lap at the moment. They're showing Damson Idris at the moment. He's an actor for the F1 movie. I actually saw the trailer for it. I saw some reviews for it. It's meant to be a really good movie. So big watch. If anyone wants to watch that, I highly recommend it. I've seen a lot of reviews for it saying it's the best movie currently of the summer. Better than Jurassic World, which was a disappointment. I hoped it wasn't, but it is. But yeah, so F1 the movie, high recommendation. And Verstappen's now in 5th. He's going to finish 5th. There's no chance of him getting 17 seconds up on the final lap of this race. We're seeing him overtake Stroll here. Yeah, Stroll just slows down. Verstappen finds the edge. He actually overtakes from the edge side and cuts over to a front position, which is interesting, honestly, I got to say. Yeah, there's no... I think the poles is locked in. Stroll's so bad. I mean, he looked bad there. I mean, what is he doing? He's, like, swerving off to the sides. Like, couldn't drive straight, my guy. You've got, like, about a lap left to hold on to a 5th position. You go and fumble that. And now he's gaining. He's now almost 2 seconds behind Verstappen now. That is crazy. But yeah, there's no chance of Max, unfortunately, to get into a top 4 position for any Red Bull fans. Hamilton's close to getting into 3rd, though, so Hulkenberg should hold on here, though. It's a 5-second gap. I don't think there's a chance for that to be lost. I think this one's over. Norris 1st, Piastri 2nd, Hulkenberg 3rd, Hamilton 4th, Verstappen 5th, Stroll 6th, Gasly 7th, Alonso 8th, and more drivers as so. Let me actually read the rest because I don't know some of their names. Albon 9th, Russell 10th, Behrman 11th, Sainz 12th, Ocon 13th, Leclerc 14th, Tsunoda 15th, Antonelli 16th, Hadjar 17th, Bortoletto 18th, Lawson 19th, and Colapinto 20th. Of course, from Antonelli to Colapinto, they did not finish. And there we go. 1st and 2nd, won again by McLaren team. And it's Norris in 1st and Piastri in 2nd. Hulkenberg takes the 3rd position there, nice and calmly. There was no chance of him losing it. Hamilton takes the 4th. And that game is all over. That race is all over there, guys. Brilliant race. That was actually a very brilliant one. Really enjoyable. The race was honestly good. Hulkenberg's team is going absolutely crazy for him there. They're going really happy that he's got a 3rd position here. But yeah, honestly, big race, big moments in this one. A lot of, a lot of crashing, a lot of swerving around. A lot of, as well, weather events that really occurred. The rain on lap 10. There was a bunch of different stuff happening in this one. And it was honestly such an enjoyable race to watch. And I'll have to go and watch the next one when it does occur. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really did appreciate everyone who tuned into this one. Hope you have a nice birthday, Phil, coming up, of course. And I hope this birthday stream was good. But yeah, I really did enjoy watching this race. Very intense and exciting race. And I will see you guys in the next F1 stream. No streams the rest of today because I actually need to set up my suitcase and all the stuff. But otherwise, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess, for the next stream. Goodbye, guys, and thank you so much. Bye.